and welcome to our March 2023 edition of Aspire to Inspire and Embrace the Power Production. I'm your host, Dr. Jennifer Blaylock, Chief Energy Officer of Ingenuity Solutions, and I'm super excited to have an extremely inspiring person here to share her story, all the great things that she's up to tonight. Tyler Carlson is here with me tonight, Savannah Fire Zone, Tyler Carlson. So Tyler, it's so cool to have you here.
Thank you, Dr. B, for inviting me on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you are what I would call a purpose-driven professional. So tell everybody a little bit about your profession, what you do, why you do it, and why it's important to your family.
Sure. So I am going on 6 years now with the Savannah Fire Department. Prior to my career with the fire department, I was actually a college basketball coach.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. No way.
So I actually played college basketball and kind of had that determination instilled early, as a college athlete. And from there, I thought I wanted to coach and teach for the rest of my life. And I found out I didn't, but I still, learned a lot from being in that team environment and coaching and leading athletes and students. And then one day I decided I wanted to join the fire department, and I absolutely love my job. It's the best job in the world. It's very rewarding. Unfortunately, we run into people sometimes on their worst days, but doing the things that we do and being able to help the community and be involved in the community is amazing.
Outstanding. And this is a legacy for you, right? It's something that's not unique to you. Your family has a history of this kind of service.
Yes, that's correct. So my dad has actually been with Savannah Fire. He's going on 18 years now. And so the fire service has definitely been, within my family. My grandfather was a volunteer fire chief up in New York.
Wow. Okay.
And my sister actually is a police officer here in Chatham County. So we keep the fire and police thing going. That's for sure.
I love it. I love it. Well, you don't let it stop there. You were inspired by a fellow firefighter at some point in your career that inspired you to create your own nonprofit and do something really, really cool that happens on an annual basis. So maybe tell us the story of what inspired you to do more, to get more involved and to create this exciting now annual event that happens in Savannah.
Sure. So the Honor Mark Foundation started in 2017. A very near and dear family friend of ours was killed in a car accident. And when he passed away, his personality, he walked in the room, he lit the room up. He was a very motivated, determined person in general. He was a firefighter for the city of Savannah. And prior to his career in the fire service, he was actually a Marine for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And so Mark's background, we could sit here and talk for hours about who Mark was, but we started the Honor Mark Foundation in memory of him, not only to honor him, but if anybody knew Mark, the one thing they could say about him was that he was always trying to honor and remember others. He was very, very selfless, and everything he did was for others. So we started this foundation, and the mission of our foundation is to give back to first responder and military families in the community. We started out with a simple 5K walk run. We had all, mostly family and friends, about 100 participants that came out. And, that was our first year. And just this last year, which was our fifth year, the fifth anniversary of it, we had 481 runners sign up just on the website. And then we ended up having a large group of people show up the night of, which was amazing as well. But, our foundation is basically to give back to those in need. And, we not only help those in our community here in Savannah and the surrounding area. Mark and his family are originally from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So we've made some donations up there to families that are going through some hardships as well. And so it's been a great thing being able to, assist families all over the country. So
I love it. So this year's run was in the evening. And is that something that you always do? Tell us about kind of why you selected doing it at night.
Sure. So this run was our first night run.
Okay.
There was a lot of very good things that came out of it, and there was a lot of behind the scenes obstacles that we had to deal with.
Sure.
But overall, it was a great event. The night run was fun. We had all lights on the course and glow sticks.
Yeah.
And it was totally a different environment than what we're used to. So we typically hold our race in November, and we usually do a Saturday morning. So this past year being, the 5th anniversary, we said, hey, we're going to switch it up. We're going to do something fun here, and we'll do a night run. So we did. And I think the night run will be a milestone type of run. So maybe every 5, 10, 15 years, that kind of thing. Again, there was a lot of moving parts that went into the night run, and it turned out great. We made it through a potential hurricane, tropical storm that was headed our way.
Yeah.
It ended up being a beautiful night. But yeah, we typically look for a Saturday, middle of November before Thanksgiving. And we try to do it as close to the anniversary of his passing as we can. But we also we try to find a weekend that, accommodates everybody with school and work and all the life stuff. So
absolutely. Well, I did it this year. I loved the night run. I thought it was a lot of fun. One thing that I really appreciated and that touched my heart were you had, veterans. It was Veterans Day. You had families. You had kids. You had fire service personnel who came in their full gear and ran. I mean, it was just people from all walks of life coming together for a common, contribution and to give back. And that really meant a lot. Super inspiring to me. You mentioned, there were some hurdles. It was, every year it's a learning experience, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. How do you draw strength in times of challenge, whether it's, fighting fires, serving the community, seeing people, as you've mentioned, in some of their darkest hours? How do you reignite your own fire and fuel for making a difference?
I think the biggest thing personally, and I've started to realize this over the last few years, when there's a hardship or an obstacle or something going on that's very difficult, and it's easier to act on your emotions than it is to do what what you're supposed to do. Sure. I've learned to take a second, take a breath, and just focus on what the task is. So, when it comes to the race, obviously everything was very quick. Everybody showed up. We had a lot of runners trying to register. It was awesome having you guys out there. So we had a lot happening. But the task was, we need to get everybody checked in and we need to get to the start line and have a great event. So we did that. When it comes to firefighting, the same thing. Just kind of take a second, take a breath, think about what we're doing, what we need to do and what we need to get done. Sure. And focus on that task. And that keeps everybody kind of in line. It keeps me in line a lot more than I anticipate. But that's really the biggest piece of advice I could say is just focus on the task and get it done. So
I love it. What kind of advice would you give for people who want to do something, to honor somebody, to make a difference, kind of go above and beyond? It can probably seem overwhelming. Like, where do I get started? And for you, what kept you, moving forward to create something from an idea to an actual, you're on year 5, ready to start year 6 in 2023?
Sure. So I'm going to answer your second question first. Mm-hmm. Obviously Mark Hummeldorf was family to me, so it wasn't hard when we established the fact that, hey, we want to have an organization. We want to do something to honor him and carry on his legacy. So just having that love and passion for him and who he was, that was it. That was an easy one. We said, hey, we're going to make a foundation and we're going to run with it. Right. Depending on what type of event, or organization you're looking to do, you have to start with your basics, kind of just the logistics of how am I going to start this? What do I need to start this? Usually one person cannot do it. I've also learned that as well. Over the years, we've had amazing committee members. There's 7 of us that for the last 5 years have been all in, whenever something needs to be done, people are jumping on it. But the biggest thing is getting a group of people that are like-minded and that are passionate about whatever you're passionate about. And that right there will get you started in the right direction.
I love it. Now, you and I actually met not just because of our shared employer and service, but because you are interested in developing as a leader. Tell me about your aspirations as a leader. What motivates you to want to step up, step out of your comfort zone and learn new things and lead?
So I feel that, again, all of this that I'm learning over the last 4 or 5 years, uncomfortable is the only way that you will grow and develop and become comfortable in whatever you're doing. Now, I think I have a long time before I get to a place where I'm comfortable and content, and I'm okay with that. I'm excited. I really like putting myself in situations that are not comfortable because I'm challenged and I have to figure out how I'm going to do something when I just don't know how. Right. But I do, with my career in the fire service, one day I would like to be a fire chief. Here in Savannah would be awesome, but everything is kind of dependent on what's open and how your career goes and opportunities. And we all know this with jobs and whatnot, but getting to that point, it's going to be a matter of how not only I can develop myself, but the ones around me. Right. So I know it's kind of a general leadership statement here, but building those around you and empowering those around you, it does come back and it actually empowers you as well. So my goals here over the next several years is not only to better myself in any way that I can, training, education, classes, leadership courses, things like that, but also to inspire those around me and build those around me so that, it's not just me, it's our team that's actually succeeding and doing well and moving up the ladder together.
I love that, Tyler. And I think, really one of the truest distinctions between a manager and a leader is, certainly a manager can be, great at productivity and performance, but that leader is about building that legacy of service and building and developing others. And that's so invaluable. So I think your coaching background, your competitive nature of wanting to win, but wanting your team to win certainly helps inform and guide that as well. Do you ever see any crossover from, kind of your basketball experience into the work, that you hope and aspire to do in leadership now?
All the time. If you've never been around a group of firefighters on a scene or in training, it is identical to a team.
Right.
And I say that in the good ways and the bad. Not everybody's going to get along. Not everybody loves what everybody else loves. And we like different foods. We listen to different music. But at the end of the day, we show up to do the same job. And everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to be successful and make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do for the community. So, being on a college basketball team, especially with players from all over the country, has definitely helped coming into the fire service and working with, guys and girls that are from all different backgrounds. Right. And it's really been, there's been some humorous times where I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm on a college team again because, everybody, we're just doing the same thing. But it really, it's very similar to the team environment. So
I love it. I love it. So it is obviously a new year, although it's already March. I can hardly believe it. Are plans already underway for this year's event? Do you have any dates or any advice for people who are watching who want to either donate, get involved, sign up, support, be a vendor? What does that look like?
Yeah. So right now, we're kind of in the early planning stages of our 2023 event. We do have a date. It will be Saturday, November 18th. It'll be a Saturday morning run. So we'll typically start at 8 a.m. Our location that we've picked is Dathan Park. So Midtown Savannah, beautiful park, nice area over there. A thing that we always have to consider when we pick our location is all the fire apparatus. So like you mentioned, we had some fire personnel out there. We need a lot of space for trucks. They're not tiny. So Dathan Park was our choice. And we're basically just going through the permitting process and, working on our flyer, all that good stuff. Typically, I'd say late July, August is when we send out, the the flyers and you'll start seeing Honor Mark all over social media. You might catch us on local news, the newspaper, all that good stuff. But we just, if anybody follow us on social media, you're sharing all of our tags here, but we keep everybody updated in the loop. And there also will be a run sign up page, and that's how you can register. You can donate through there, and it has all of our information about the event that we'll have in November.
Outstanding. Well, we will continue to share your information. Maybe we'll have you back on the show, but I would definitely encourage people to get connected with you now so they can start planning. November is one of those times of year that just like fills up quickly. I would also recommend to people that this is a wonderful family-friendly event. The weather will be great. It's something you can all do. You can earn your turkey for the ensuing weeks and your holiday meals. You can walk it as well. I know, pull the wagon, whatever that looks like. I think people brought dogs, so bring the family pet. But it's a great way to really establish that sense of community and service. So I want to commend you, Tyler, your whole family, but especially you. You're such a great representative of servant leadership. And one of my superpowers is the ability to tell the future, but it's rooted in people's, seeing their purpose and unveiling that. So I definitely see future Chief Tyler Carlson coming to fruition sooner rather than later. And I encourage you to keep inspiring others, keep looking for inspiration, keep challenging yourself. I loved your advice about, getting out of your comfort zone and doing things that aren't always comfortable, because that's how you grow. And, those growing pains will pay off in the long run. I love the way you stepped up to honor Mark, literally, figuratively, and brought people together. So thank you for that. Any last ideas, maybe favorite quotes or, kind of people that inspire you before we sign off?
I have several, favorite quotes and people that have inspired me, but I think the biggest advice I can give geared towards that, never stop learning, never stop reading. You can find motivation and inspiration in the smallest thing. A fortune cookie, a little thing on your, tea that you make at night, whatever it is, a movie. I mean, just listen and just absorb everything that's around you, because those are things that, you can use when you apply to work, your family, your friends, your relationships. You'd be very surprised that all these things around us are there to help us, make us better, and make those around us better.
Absolutely. And Tyler, I think that also, beckons people to open their eyes to it, right? To be open, invited in, and receive it, and then learn from it, right? And you're the second person today to talk about a fortune cookie. So I'm going to tell everybody that's watching, go out, get a fortune cookie, and it will hopefully have some great insights or some lucky numbers. I don't know, but I think the universe is conspiring to tell us all that. I just want to thank you, Tyler. I want to thank you, the entire Savannah Fire Department, but the work that you're doing, the service in your heart, your spirit of service is incredible. I'm excited for your continued leadership path. I'm excited for people to find out about Honor Mark. I'm going to run it this year. I'm saying it now. I walked it last year, but I'm going to run it. I definitely have to beat Chief Kitchen and Jeff Grant. I'm throwing it out there, but definitely everybody get out there, get involved. This is a nice, enjoyable, and it's not a huge commitment, but it's a way you can make a difference. So thank you so much, Tyler Carlson. Thanks everybody for watching. We've got all her socials about Honor Mark. We so applaud her ability to aspire to inspire individuals in the fire department, the Savannah community, and throughout the United States in honor of her friend. And so my thoughts to all of you, get out there, look for inspiration wherever you go. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dr. Jennifer Blaylock, Chief Energy Officer of Ingenuity. Don't forget to keep inspiring and look for inspiration every day.